In a world ravaged by monsters, controlled by tyrants, and plunged into darkness, many brave heroes will emerge from the unlikeliest of sources. But will they be in time to protect this realm, the Lost Realm? Follow me, and I shall tell you their tales. Welcome back, brave adventurers, to another episode of Chronicles of the Lost Realm. The Stumble crew returned, successfully gaining the box for Pharun, but they returned to see that all is not as it was when they left. And also, a ranger prepares to keep a promise to forgotten friends. Now.
Welcome to Chronicles of the Lost Realm. Prepare yourselves for story time with Drunkle Enville. Last time we left our friends, shortly after a brief brawl in a pit and in the middle of a brothel, while one of them was asleep in the back room after making a deal with a succubus. Let's see where they go.
That was the succubus getting of quarter life. That was that noise. Did we lose everybody?
So
there we go.
No.
Nope.
We're checking all the text notifications that are going out.
All right, sorry about that.
So
guys.
we got a semi-active chat for once.
So Eowyn starts to slowly stir from his incredibly enticing dream and tips the succubus a gold coin as he walks up to the bar to see the battle-damaged Pharun.
The succubus informs you the deal was 5 gold.
I paid the succubus 5 gold beforehand.
Okay.
He paid 6 for this.
Yes.
Fair.
At this point, I assume Pharun is actually not too battle damaged. I know Muggsy bought him at least 1 health potion, and the bar probably gave him at least 1 on the house for the boss's sake.
Yeah, no, he's back up to full health. He's got a chipped tooth now, but aside from that...
Hey, Pharun was excited. He enjoyed the battle. He didn't mind.
That was a pretty good fight, at least from what I heard. Anything that Tony compliments is a pretty solid stand-up.
Yeah, well, he's a good fighter. I give him credit.
As I said, he is pretty great.
I'll get him next time.
So if we are... I'm sure you will, champ. So if we're all set, I think we should probably pick up the boss's gear and get moving.
I think that's fair enough. Where's Eowyn?
I walked
Which one was Eowyn? You literally never told me your names.
Where's the hornball?
Oh, that one.
He's staggering out to your left.
Did she live up to the name Succubus?
How was it?
Hey, leave the man alone. We all got our vices.
It wasn't what I was expecting, but I would not say no to doing that again.
There we go.
By this point, Oculus' hair has grown back.
That's funny.
Fast hair growing.
He's no longer the hairless wonder.
That's funny because Aowen's is melting off as we speak. All right, so we gathered everybody together. Let's go get our stuff and the package and get this done, so I can go back to my bar and do what I was doing here, but with a lot less punches, fists to the face.
All right. So you guys proceed out through the curtains.
Stop the sprite, pick up my gear.
Excellent.
The pixie?
Yep, I grabbed
Pixie.
my sword from the pixie.
I
Did
pers-
anybody name
smiles.
the pixie? What was the pixie's name?
Please don't say Tinkerbell.
Pixie. No. Pixie's name is Julie.
Okay.
Thank you, Julie.
She does the thing.
I understood that reference.
I didn't.
So, the pixie smiles and says, "I understand you gentlemen are taking the crate for the boss."
Yes, ma'am.
She sort of smiles and says, as she waves her hand at one of the Cyclopses, and Cyclops sort of comes over and she flits up to his ear and whispers in the ear, and the Cyclops sort of opens one of the walls next to the counter and disappears into a hidden room, and he comes back out carrying a crate almost as large as he is, sets it down on the ground and says, "There you go, gentlemen."
Thanks, Blinky.
Thank you very much.
Are we out of the bar yet?
As I got all my gear out and back on me, I just take the bag and put it over top of the trunk and proceed to put it into my bag of holding.
I take my weapons out of my bag of holding.
Like
and
watching a
arm
snake eat a
myself.
crocodile.
Alright. Akla reaches into his bag of holding to pull his quarterstaff out, and
I literally hear a coin
Tails.
flipping.
it's a tails. We're getting something random.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
no.
Oh God!
Jesus
Hang on,
Christ.
hang on. Let me find the book. Oh God!
Is there like a sound warning or something for like the rest of us to be like, okay, we need to duck?
Nope, not yet, because we don't know this is going to happen yet.
All right, hang on. Oh Jesus Christ! There's a table for random items. By the way.
Do I need to roll or do you need to roll?
I'm rolling. Hang on.
I was gonna
Give me
say,
one
let the
second.
GM roll.
Oh, 3. Let's see. Jeebus.
Jeebus.
Uh-huh.
I never thought I'd really miss Billy.
Don't worry, you will soon enough.
23. Uh,
23 is scary. Higher numbers don't sound good.
That's not entirely true. He could pull out a 10 of dice.
I mean, if we're talking a D100, this could be bad.
Alright.
Come on, DM. How fucked are we?
Oh, I love the
Working on it.
character.
So have I ever told you about a buddy of mine named Treefinger Jimmy? He was the fastest gravedigger I have ever seen. Could make a body disappear in less than an hour in hard soil.
How did he dig with only 3 fingers?
Do that too. I can feed him to some pigs.
Yeah, but he only had 3 fingers. That's why it was impressive.
Per hand or in total?
Alright.
Total. It was really startling.
What do we got, DM?
So, he reaches into his bag, and he pulls out this large wooden frame. And the wooden frame is surrounding a canvas painting of this gorgeous, truly, absolutely stunning giant.
Alright, friend. Let's keep your smut.
All the way down, like 8-pack abs, not 6-pack, like 8-pack. Not huge pecs, and a dong that hangs down between his knees.
That's not my staff. Akla kind of tosses it haphazardly to the side and reaches back into the bag again.
I imagine one of the Cyclops are like, "Can we keep this?"
this time he successfully manages to pull out his staff.
All right, at this point,
I do have to before you do. I do have to throw this in. Armored Bear did turn around and say he reaches into the bag and pulls out a beehive.
So, at this point, Jimmy walks over and says, "Because you brought us such lovely artwork that will definitely be a good contribution to our establishment, I'm going to overlook the fact that you people snuck weapons past me. But if it happens again, I will not be so forgiving."
Jimmy, if it happens again, I'll tell the boss that I snuck weapons past you 4 times now.
Muggsy, you all know you're gonna sneak stuff past anyone. It's them I'm concerned about.
Yeah,
Don't include me in them.
Is it their fault or is it your fault for not finding them?
Have a nice day, gentlemen.
You too.
And he sort of walks back over to the curtain with the painting under his arm and hands the painting off to one of the Cyclopses and says, "Go put it in room number 7."
Jimmy, take care of yourself and tell Clarissa I said hi.
I'll do that, Muggsy. As long as you promise to never show your ugly mug in my establishments again.
I promise nothing.
I make no
And
promises.
still disappoint.
All right, so I guess we're back outside to our horses, gathering everything together. I'm gonna keep the for safety purposes. I'm gonna keep the precious cargo in my bag of holding, since it is bonded to me. It means nobody else can take it out unless I'm dead.
So you walk outside, and you find your cart with blocks under the axles and all the wheels missing. Everything else is fine, but for some reason they stole just your cart wheels.
I look at Frankie. Really, let that fucking happen?
What am I supposed to do? The boss tells me to guard the door, not guard the carts.
Fucking really? I write in on it? You can't even say, "Hey, fucking don't"?
I didn't even realize it was that type of town.
Frankie laughs and hands you the cartwheels. I mean, how could I resist, Muggsy?
By being a decent fucking person.
Out of game real quickly, I didn't realize we fell into downtown LA.
Are you kidding? This sounds more like downtown Niagara Falls.
Downtown Niagara Falls. Every time I listen to Muggsy talk, I'm thinking like Jewish Sopranos.
Buy your jacket! It's cold outside!
Anyways, now that we're without wheels, at least on the cart.
Frankie handed you the wheels.
Back.
Which in its own right would be funny, just watching a little 3-foot halfling trying to handle these freaking wheels.
Like a little kid with that big hoop and a stick.
I pulled the rat out. The hawk is back on my shoulder.
All right, so obviously Pharun, being a little annoyed at it, starts putting the wheels back on the cart. Grumbling as he does it, especially because his hands hurt.
I mean, you should be good. You got 2 different healing potions.
Doesn't mean that I'm not sore.
Awen goes and helps Pharun with getting the wheels back on.
It's Pharun, you idiot.
Pharun, I'm sorry.
You lost life, not intelligence. Come on now.
He didn't have much to lose in the first place.
Fair enough.
Oh!
Oh, Lord. All right, so how long does it take to put the wheels on so we can get on the road?
It only takes about 10 minutes.
Okay. I imagine he just pulled off the cotter pins, like they were sitting as high as the bricks. The blocks were sitting as high as the wheels anyway.
The wunk. As we put the cotter pins back in.
Yep. And jump
so
onto my horse and it's like, can we go?
Alright. Let's go give this box back to Giant Boy.
You know what? I just had a thought. Please tell me that painting you pulled out wasn't him.
You know,
No, it wasn't nearly hairy enough to be him.
Nobody actually really looked, so... He might just have that, that's not what I wanted, and threw it out.
Out of character, I would like to point out that at this point, Akla really hasn't realized there's anything wrong with his bag yet.
And out of character as well, I was really hoping that the DM was going to say that it was female, because I was going to make the comment of, hey, maybe that was the guy who hired us mother.
Oh!
Oh,
wow!
God. Wow, that would have been so much better the next time he goes.
I know!
You know how great that would have been if he would have turned around like we returned the box, and he's so happy he offers us a treat out to that bar, and he goes there and he gets room 7 and finds the naked picture of his mother hanging on the wall.
So I turn the car around and I head back where we came from.
Past the pit, not the one we were sent to.
Go around the giant hole in the road.
I'm glad someone said it, because I was definitely going to just drop you guys in a pit.
Wait a second.
Team Rocket's blasting off again.
I mean, I handle animals so well, and I could talk to the horse. I could probably just tell the horse to take us home, and he would be fine.
So, as you approach the bar, you notice a few things. One, the door that Pervention very clumsily shattered his way through is not only fixed, but is now quite a bit large enough to accommodate him, for instance. And there is now a large add-on to the end. The tavern seems much larger than it was before, and you hear neighing coming from the backside.
I was just about to ask.
Walk that stupid stable!
Mind you, you've only been gone for like 4 hours max.
Well, I'm assuming those 2 idiots probably pulled stuff like the barn out of their bag and it's just kind of set in place.
I might be a little terrified what else he might have bought from them, considering they were going on and on about all of the stuff they had in their bag that we hadn't even seen yet.
As long as it came out of his coffers and not the bar's, I don't care. Alright, so obviously the first thing we need to do is we need to turn in our Rent-A-Rex before we even go to the bar.
I forgot that was rented too. It would have been great if you locked your wheels. Everybody grab an axle.
Wouldn't be the first time we've lost a rental.
No, it wouldn't. In fact, I'm actually kind of proud of myself that I'm turning one in.
Yo, why do they still rent to you?
Because I paid very well for the first one.
You gotta get that extra insurance. 'Cause once you
It
get
only costs an extra $5. I mean, for real.
Only
Once you got it,
insurance.
suddenly this is the fastest car you ever drove.
Yeah, of course I'm going to pay the Of course I'm going to pay the $5 for the insurance because this cart's about to see more airtime than the Skateboarder DX games. All right, so we turn those in and then we walk back to the bar and go into the bar. I'm afraid to see what else this guys did. It's right across the street.
And your point is?
Okay.
So you walk into the tavern, and you notice a few exceedingly noticeable changes.
Uh-oh.
I'm not
For
going to like this.
instance, there appears to be a second floor balcony now. And
Okay.
By looking up at the balcony, you notice 6 or 7 extra doors, which you assume have rooms on the other side. I mean, you wouldn't have doors that lead to nowhere.
You might.
You've never been to Lisbon's.
And the bar, which used to be on one end of the room, is now around a large beam in the middle with a still built in the middle of the bar.
Nice.
And Nim's head hanging as a trophy.
Nice.
And Nim is casually throwing some logs under the still, and Pharun's big happy face smiles as you walk into the room and says, "Welcome, friends. How you like new bar? Is good, yes?"
Where did the time and money come from to do this?
No worries about money. It is all my treat. Very appreciative of you. You did get my items, right?
Items.
And he sort of cracks his hand. He closes his hands into a fist, and they crack so audibly that it literally hurts your ears. And he sort of gives you an evil smile.
Pharun unties the bag of holding, and sets it on the ground. Unties the strings and slides the box back out of the bag.
Pharun, his smile lightens up, and his hands open up, and he goes, "Excellent! I have been not myself without this!" And he walks over to the crate and just sort of rips it open and pulls out of the crate a very large axe. An axe that stands as tall as he is and as wide as his shoulders. And as the axe comes out of the box, you get the smell of ozone, like just before lightning strikes.
Is something burning?
Now, Pharun, who seems a lot happier than he's been in many days, and actually is very impressed with the condition of the bar and everything, gets very, very serious and looks at Pharun and says, "Now for the other part of our deal."
Yes. And he hands a large bag of gold to each member of the party, which contains 300 gold.
Pharun waves off the bag.
Was offered. Looks at Pharun.
Pharun waves off the bag, says,
And he looks at Pharun and says, go ahead.
Pharun waves off the bag, says, keep it. You did more than enough for the bar. But I'm talking about the other part of the deal.
Melwood's going to reach Pharun's bag then. You got that, Pharun?
Awen walks over as well and asks if it's possible for him to get a portion of that as well.
Yeah, I thought we were all getting paid.
We did.
Yeah, everybody got
a
paid.
bag of 300.
Oh no, I understand. I understand. We all got paid 300 each, but I'm walking over.
They're vulturing over my bag.
Get part of Pharun.
No.
Or Pharun.
They're all trying to divvy up Pharun's bag, and Alcala's sitting in the corner going, "You guys got paid?"
Are you?
I'm over here
Are
going,
you-
300. That's more money than I had starting.
Are you fucking crazy? I'm not sharing this money with none of you.
So,
Pharun grabs the bag and looks over at the dunk
So-
tank to see if it's if those two idiots are still in the water. And who is throwing the
they
ball?
are not. They have left.
Oh.
The dunk tank is still there, but they are gone.
Then Pharun turns around and looks at everybody and says, "This is going to the orphanage, along with whatever we earned from the dunk tank itself."
Did you get it out of... Yeah, let's see how much you got out of my hand when you grabbed at it.
Can I run or roll a persuasion check to see if I can get some of that gold?
Man, you guys are bad.
The gold that Pharun just said is going to the orphans? How heartless are you?
God bless.
Never mind.
I mean, if you want, but keep in mind, you're stealing from orphans now.
Never mind.
What kind of heartless bastards are you?
Not that heartless. I missed that part of the whole conversation.
So, Pharun looks at Pharun and his face gets real serious and he goes, "Well, to take on dragon, you must need dragon slaying sword."
I'm listening.
But to take on dragons. What about taking on dragons?
Apparently he wants to take on a dragon.
Just
Did
one.
you guys not get that from all of the racism that he has been spewing?
Well,
I was a cat asleep by the fire?
I was trying to get the black cat.
All right. I have been
out of the
around
bar,
enough-
and she ended up slapping me in the face. So yeah, I was a little preoccupied.
I have been around enough druids that I know that doesn't change your intelligence. That doesn't change your intent. You knew what was going on. You chose not to engage. That's
I was
on you.
napping.
Once again, that's on you.
well, not to mention the fact that we were only hired to acquire the weapons. We weren't hired to...
That's fair. I haven't been paid for dragon slaying either.
Nobody's inviting.
That's going to take a 50% upfront payment.
Nobody invited any of you along with this. This is my deal.
I was
let me get this
distinctly
straight.
invited by the
Hang on.
10-foot by the...
You think you're gonna go take on a dragon alone?
Wouldn't be the first time. And at least this time I make sure nobody else gets hurt in the process.
To be fair, I was distinctly invited by the 10-foot tall dwarf.
You were invited to gather his weapons. Nobody invited you to fight
Say
a
that
dragon.
again, but 3 times slowly.
That sentence was priceless. Can we, get a shirt that says that? I was invited by the 10-foot dwarf.
I was distinctly invited by the 10-foot dwarf.
There is Chronicles of the Lost Realms' first merchandise T-shirt.
No, the first merchandise T-shirt's hashtag Stumble Crew.
True. Okay, second T-shirt.
And there has to be a joke about the last thing Billy hearing being dial-up. It's got to be merch.
It's on the list.
Okay.
For whom the dial-up tolls.
Oh, that would have been a great name for that episode.
Tones.
That would have been a great name for that episode. I feel bad now. All right, anyway, back to game.
That really would have been a better name for that episode.
There's always time to edit it.
Anyways.
You know what the worst part is? There's gonna be people out there listening who've never heard on this before.
It's happening to Twitch stream right now.
Yes, I do highly recommend that whoever doesn't get that joke go back to season one, and you'll understand. Go back to season one, listen to the past episodes.
Okay, I love you, Shuggy. Bye. Be safe. Bring me some rib first. Okay, never mind. Bring me some when you get back. I love you.
What?
All right, so anyway,
He's talking to his fiance.
As I was stating to the rest of the group, nobody invited you on this part. This was between me and Pharun.
No, he actually did invite me on this pot.
On the
You will
dragon?
need Muggsy as well as all the others. To retrieve Dragon Sword, you will need everyone's help.
Oh God, another fetch quest?
Well, like,
So what's exactly going to be the price for our services this time?
What better prize is there than the adventure? Explore the labyrinth. Collect all the treasure. Plus...
Well, first of all, you haven't given us all of our liquor yet.
But haven't I? Liquor is there at the bar.
there is a still.
Yeah, but this isn't your bar. This is his bar. Pointing to Pharun.
I honor his agreement. As long as you pull from his still, it's free.
Okay, fair enough.
Unlike others, I don't fight over a bag of gold going to the orphans.
And so Pharun gets very serious again, and he leans over to Pharun and he whispers in his ear and he goes, "What will steal frozen body?"
What was deal for what?
What was the deal with the frozen body? When I moved bar, I found frozen body. It seems strange.
Oh, that
but
was the ice cubes.
I feel it's your prerogative to keep secret. I just need to know why.
That was a
The ice
grave.
cubes.
Oh no.
What?
Oh no.
What ice cubes?
What did you do? What did you do with the ice cubes?
Billy's
Oh
frozen body.
no.
I keep behind bar, but I need to know why frozen body behind bar.
Oh no.
Well, I can't necessarily put him in a proper
I'm so
grave
glad
until he
that-
defrosts.
Wait until...
Fair enough.
The other acceptable option is I plead the fifth. Or lawyer.
Pharun peeks over the bar as he's talking and
You got a
sees...
frozen body behind the bar? What the fuck, man?
Don't worry about it.
Lawyer.
I'd be nice
Lawyer
enough to give
is
you the
proper
same...
response to that.
Don't worry about it. I would give you the same courtesy if it happened to you.
Alright.
Come on.
So,
Come on, Stream.
as this conversation sort of dies off, people start streaming into the bar. Pharun steps through a back door, which is another thing. Pharun disappears.
Guys, we lost the stream again.
It'll come back. Give it a minute.
And Pharun sort of disappears through the double doors, and you hear neighing coming from the other side. Pharun returns with 2 large casks of super dark beer, sets them on the bar for the customers of the evening, as people start to stream into the tavern, and it becomes quite the lively scene.
Pharun looks around at the crowd to see their reactions, not only to the new improvements, but but also to see like if people are starting to return to the normal after everything that's been going on. I guess it's the best way to describe it.
People certainly seem to be forgetting their troubles at the tavern. They seem a little bit happier than they've been in the past, and they're starting to become more lively. They're still a little standoffish to the giant 10-foot monster that sort of stands behind the bar, but his smile sort of lures them in, and as the evening progresses, they seem to become less and less intimidated by him, and definitely going back more and more for his beer.
Did I just gain another bartender?
Yes, you did. Whether you wanted it or not. Not just a bartender, but a brewer.
Quick question for the DM and possibly for Pharun, or for Pharun. Sorry, I know I keep getting that wrong. End of season 1, the old DM made short rest less, or give the same effect as a long rest. Are we carrying that over?
Yes.
Okay.
I was about to say, I'm not the one to ask. That's DM's discretion.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Resting?
Well, that's what I was about to do. Awen inquires if he can rest.
I would imagine we're gonna. I imagine we're gonna
talk to Pharun.
I would imagine that Pharun would
so
expect.
He goes up to Pharun.
All right, good.
Well, this is the exact same name.
What do you want?
No, go on.
Oh, I was gonna say. I imagine for the group is gonna rest for the night anyway before we head off on another. For another adventure, and I would imagine that Pharun would be nice enough to at least offer you guys a room for the night at the inn.
Alright, the stream just failed again.
Yeah, I know.
This one seems to be a pretty heavy error.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get it back up. Go ahead and keep going, guys. While
Alright, Awen will go ahead and go up to a room and just rest.
Alright, fair enough.
I head upstairs with a bear by my side.
I go upstairs too.
Where does she keep getting these animals? Akla kind of also goes upstairs to rest, puzzling it where the hell Io keeps pulling animals out of her ass.
And Pharun
If you
continues
haven't
at
guessed it already.
All right, stream is running. Pharun goes back to the bar, sits down, drinking, and talking to Pharun to basically make plans for this next adventure.
Alright. So, Pharun looks over at Pharun and he explains that in order to defeat the dragon, you must get 3 items first, or you will die. I have seen you die without these 3 items. It's hard to explain. I see things. My mother calls it my mother called it the seeing. I see before they happen. Not necessarily happen, only possibilities.
Alright, so what are these
Yes?
3 items?
So first you must get Dragon Sword. Without the Dragon Sword, there's no way for you kill Dragon. He's too powerful, yes?
Alright. What kind of sword is this dragon sword? Is it a short sword, a bastard sword, what style sword is this? Is this sword of dragons or whatever?
So, Dragon Sword is a short sword with it's magic sword that it does extra damage specifically to dragons.
Okay.
So out of character, a dragon slaying sword is any sword you want that takes an extra 3d6 damage to any type of dragon.
Okay.
Which includes, dragons, dragon turtles, wyverns, things like that.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, so that's the first item. What are the other 2 items?
Next, you will need armor. Not just any armor, though, is winter armor. Specifically keeps you warm, so you don't end up like your frozen friend behind the bar.
As Pharun sticks a bottle into the ice.
And third, most important thing you will need is teleport crystal. Because without way out, you will be stuck there forever.
And do we know where these items are? Or is this a wild goose chase?
I know where first item is. And I have ways of finding out the others.
And where is this first item?
The first item is in the Labyrinth of the Lich King. He's far to the east, about a day's ride.
Day's not that far away.
But the Lich King has gone silent lately. It's very out of character for him. So I want you to be careful. This is why you need friends. It's unsure what is in the labyrinth now.
Alright. Anything you can warn us about since the Lich King is gone? Anything since you have the seeing, if I understood that correctly, that we should be on the watch out for?
I would warn of the trees. On the way there, beware of the trees. They seem to hold very disturbing things. Stick to the path and don't stray for anything. No matter what you hear, no matter what you see, no matter what you smell, stay on the path.
Whoever's texting, we can hear your text.
Yeah, Keith.
Fair enough.
You can hear my text?
We can hear every tap.
Oh, sorry.
That's alright.
Those are some heavy thumbs.
We can still hear it.
I know that.
Yeah.
My phone vibrates when I tap, because
didn't turn it off.
You know you can change that, right?
I know I can change it. I don't want to because I type weird when it doesn't. I need the haptic feedback.
Fair enough. All right, so all right then. Pharun gets all the information he can from Pharun, and I guess goes off and heads to his room, essentially thinking about and drifting off to a drunken sleep, thinking about finally getting even for what happened to Billy. Leaving it in the hands of the DM for the next day.
All right. So, in the morning, everybody wakes up to what sounds like, honestly, sounds like the sky is falling. It's the largest, most calamitous, just sort of, it's like constant banging, exceedingly fast. Like if someone were doing a drum roll with a drum the size of a continent.
That's a much more pleasant analogy than I thought of.
I was thinking Woody Woodpecker on steroids.
I was thinking hate fucking a snare drum.
I worry about you people.
Hey, I wasn't the one who made the sexual innuendo this time.
No, you just went on the first 2 episode adventure to get your character laid.
And laid he got, kind of.
Morno.
The only thing he got was laid out.
No, that was me.
Hey, you don't know what happened to my dream.
Nice. All right. So anyway, we wake up to this banging and what is it like obviously Pharun's gonna look out the window, see what's going on outside.
So he looks out the window and he notices that behind the tavern there is now a stable, and just past the stable there's a large red barn with smoke just billowing out of it.
Smoke as in it's on fire, or smoke from like a chimney?
It's hard to tell. It's sort of like just pouring out the door.
Oh, great. Pharun gets dressed, grabs his gear, his swords and shit, and heads out to this barn that wasn't there the other day to make sure, with like a bucket of water, or expecting to have to fight a fire.
I follow.
I send a hawk out the window and I head down the stairs and also grab a bucket of water.
I head down the stairs and start running towards the fire empty-handed.
Muggsy ambles out wearing a robe and sipping a cup of coffee.
Mostly just buckets of water.
So,
Curious.
as you
Hold on.
approach the barn,
Hold on, Curious. Before you do, Curious Play says hookah lounge for sure.
what's Xavier doing? I haven't heard from him in a minute.
He said he's following me.
Okay, I missed that. All right.
Aqua is also following everybody else with a bucket of water.
So as you approach the barn, you see through the door that the smoke. You see that the door, the smoke is only sort of coming out the top of the door, and as you walk in, you see Pharun standing over an anvil that is abnormally large, like the size of a cow, kind of large, and he has a large pit fire right next to the anvil that is glowing red hot and filled with various large plates of metal. And he looks over, hammer in hand, and says, "Ah, good morning, friends!" and pulls a piece of the plate metal out of the fire, barehanded, mind you. and holds it onto the anvil, and his hand moves like a blur. And you realize where the sound was coming from. It was hammer smacking metal at speeds that literally blur.
Kind of like that text messaging.
Yes.
All right, so obviously I feel a little sheepish and put the bucket of water down. And I'm like, "Good morning. What the hell are you doing?"
I make armor for horses. Much better protection for horses.
What horses?
Your horses, of course.
I'm assuming the horse. Then out of character, I'm assuming the horses behind us in the stable are ours.
They are now.
We have horses.
Okay then. I'm not going to argue this, but okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue
Does
this
he
either.
have a special ladder to climb onto his horse, or does he have like a pony?
He has a full-sized war horse that has like a little rope ladder that comes down.
Perfect.
Oh, thank you.
So we're good. No fire. No emergency here. Nothing.
Pharun just kind of like shakes the sleep out of his hair, shakes his head, and walks back into the bar to get like something to wake him up.
Muggsy sips coffee smugly.
Little hair of the dog.
Who wants breakfast? Akla asks as he heads back into the tavern.
What do you ask?
Who wants breakfast?
Well, I never left the tavern, so join me.
Awen turns
Like a good
around at
Scotsman.
the thought of breakfast and saunters back to the tavern.
All right. Once everybody's in and getting fed and getting their coffee or whatever they were drinking the night before to kill off any hangovers, Pharun relays the details that Pharun had told him to the rest of the group and proceeds to let everybody know it's like, look, I have my reasons for needing to kill this dragon. I don't know any of you save Melwood, so I don't expect any loyalty from from any of you. However, I'm told I can't acquire these items alone, so I am asking who wishes to go on this quest.
Well, he did promise me a lot of fucking money and transportation home, to get this stuff. So I'm with you.
Well, as
Until
I
I find a magic teacher, I ain't got nothing better to do.
Pharun kind of shyly points to Melwood. Slyly points to Melwood. Yeah, magic teacher.
Have you watched how unstable this guy's magic is? Don't be pointing him in my direction. You just said
let me rephrase that.
the whole speech how we were friends.
Let me rephrase that. Until I find a magic teacher that's willing to teach me,
There we go.
I ain't got nothing better to do.
I mean,
Well, let's teach you some control. Maybe that's what we should work on.
Well, as I had mentioned before, I got paid for the job that I was hired for, and I don't hear any reward for this job. But if the possibility of killing this dragon means that I can take on my real person of interest, then sure, why not? I could use the fun.
all right, you have my curiosity. What's your real person of interest?
Well, the witch is not the witch. The queen is not a problem for me. I have no qualm with her, and I have no qualm with this dragon much either. However, the queen's mother has wronged me something fierce, and if the possibility of running into her comes up, well, I'll take that.
You speak of Baba Yaga.
You know the lady.
Trust me,
Hey,
she's
Baba
got...
Yaga drag you out of your own realm into this one too?
Yes, she did.
No, she didn't do that to me, but she did something that, for lack of a better way of describing, no offense, but something just as terrible.
Well, I'm going to look at
Pharun pulls out a succubus doll.
Pharun, and myself, and look at it, and then look at me and go, "Yeah, never heard of her." As we're both sitting there in robes of Baba Yaga.
Oh, I'm not sitting in that anymore. I've still got it. I still got it, but I don't wear it. Ever since discovering the truth, Pharun has it in a trunk. He won't touch it.
I'd like the protection. Wizard.
However, Pharun turns around, pulls out a stuffed succubus doll, hands it to Eowyn, and says, "Show me where she touched you."
The succubus, I'll tell you later. Baba Yaga, and he touches towards the heart and just mentions, "I lost my child to her."
So, I have an out-of-game question about the lore of Baba Yaga in this world.
Go ahead.
I know that in some of the mythology, she's a champion of young women, and she won't harm a young woman who comes to help. And in particular, a young woman who's been harmed by a man is her main champion, or the persons that she champions, in addition to all the other horrible, awful stuff she does. Is that the same with this version of Baba Yaga?
Unclear. The DM never dug that deep into the lore. From season 1, Baba Yaga had brought most of the original members of the Stumble crew together, either through pulling them forcibly through other realms or making them join the group as it goes along, in hopes that we would help her not only gather the runic stones that would open the portal to the demon realm, allowing this realm to be taken over by demons again, and also to help her claim her daughter's life so that she could drain the life force into remaining immortal. Beyond that, we don't know anything more about Baba Yaga.
Okay.
Just as a point, Muggsy was grabbed at about the same time as the Stumble crew. He just fucked off and did his own thing because he was too paranoid to actually join the crew.
Was Bugsy pulled by Baba Yaga or by the Chronicles?
Yes, by Baba Yaga.
So Billy is so far the only character that was pulled specifically by the Chronicler.
Like his
not technically.
His main goal is fuck Baba Yaga.
Not technically though, because I mean even Melwood, the Blighted Crow, and Valhalla, through actions of the Raven Queen, joined the Stumble crew, but Baba Yaga was pulling the strings in the background to make sure that they were brought in. Like, she made us together for a reason. She's right, been puppet mastering it all.
Pulled to the Lost Realm. Billy was the only one that was taken from another universe and plopped down there by the Chronicler.
Depends on how you look at it.
Everybody else was collected by Baba Yaga. Everybody
else was collected by Baba Yaga, yes, but as far as another universe, it depends on how you look at the realms. I mean, for example, Pharun came from Pharun. He came from the Forgotten Realms. You can consider that another universe or another realm or another however you want to consider it. He came from a different place than the Lost Realm.
Right.
So, I guess that's semantics, however you want to look at it. Sorry, we're getting philosophical and we're still trying to finish out this quest. So yeah. Anyway, so Pharun laid it all on the table for everybody of what we got to do, where we got to go, what we've got to get. But at the same time, it's he's leaving it up to the people whether they want to join this quest or not. That also includes Melwood. He's not automatically assuming Melwood's going to follow.
That would be wise. He's going to follow, but that would be wise of you not to just assume it.
I think he lost Xavier at some point.
Honestly, just very polite to not assume.
All right, so
Hello?
hello.
I guess
We
we're
can
all...
hear you, Alex.
Everybody just got real quiet for a second there, and I was like, did I lose you guys?
No, we're still
Solid
here.
me.
We're still here. All right, so
Excellent.
who's all in? Whatever your reasons are your reasons, but who's all in?
I think all of us at this point.
Yep.
All right, then I suggest that we gather up what provisions and supplies we need, meet back here in an hour, and daylight's a wasting. We got a day's ride to this maze, this labyrinth.
All right. And
Let's grab our stuff and get fucking moving.
That's one way of putting it.
I think that marks us at the hour,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, that
Hey,
puts us
Ron.
at a great stopping spot.
That is.
Does this tavern sell anything other than booze, like supplies and potions?
Don't worry about that.
I would say
Yes.
I would say yes. At least it's like food, drink, things like that, like cured salted pork and like actual food content that could be used for travel.
Yeah, it has your provisions, your food, and it's also now sells small or standard potions like antidotes and small healing potions, things like that, and a very short supply since the still was just recently put up.
Okay.
How much
I think
are
I'm
small
500
healing potions?
health potions then.
Well, we'll do
Yeah.
this.
Hang on.
We will
Where
do
is
this. We will do this off air, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did in any capacity, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, comment, subscribe. Check out all the other great Let's Plays and tabletop content of Sounds Dicey Gaming, and of course our sister channel Realm of the Mist Entertainment for all your podcasting needs. And if you prefer your podcast in audio only format, please check out Realm of the Mist Entertainment on Anchor.fm, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, or wherever quality podcasts can be heard. For people here joining us on Twitch, thank you very much for putting up with us and some of the technical difficulties that have happened. But we appreciate you. It was great having you on and interacting with us. And I hope you will join us for the next sessions of Chronicles of the Lost Realm. We'll let you know soon. Have a good night.